the Divorce Education Series presented by Findling Law. I'm Daniel Findling, and in this topic we're going to discuss choosing a divorce. It's really easy to find a lawyer. Almost everyone knows one, whether it's a family, friend, you see someone on TV. But how do you know if the lawyer is right for you, especially a divorce lawyer? Well, divorce is a highly specialized area of the law, and unfortunately there is no specialty in divorce. That is, anyone who graduates from law school can also do divorce. It's important for you to understand this when choosing your lawyer. You want to choose a firm that only does divorce because you can spend the time necessary to learn what you need to know about the law. Not about everything in the law, but just divorce law. You only have so many hours of a day. This really is a complicated area of the law, and there is a difference between a good and better divorce lawyer. Now, one of my pet peeves are lawyers that also want to be their client's best friend. We're not your best friend. We're a resource. And what I mean by a resource is that you should use us. You should use us to accomplish your goals. What is it that you need to be happy? How is your lawyer going to accomplish that goal? Is the relationship with your lawyer a good fit? We're not here to be your friend. We're here to achieve your goal. So there's the philosopher lawyer who will fall in love with their client. And typically these lawyers don't do a good job representing their client because they become so emotionally invested in their cause. They forget the goal and accomplishing that goal. What is it that's right under Michigan law? What is it that we can do for you to accomplish those goals? How do we structure your case correctly? How do we prepare? Here's another example, a quote from Albert Einstein. This is another relationship. It's important that your lawyer and you have a good relationship, but not based in friendship, based in empathy, based in experience, based in expertise, based in guidance. Now, you see lots of marketing campaigns for men's rights or women's rights lawyers. Avoid them. They really are just marketing campaigns. A competent divorce lawyer understands the law as it affects men and as it affects women. At Findling Law, we've represented hundreds of men and hundreds of women. And while the strategies may change based on who we're representing, or more specifically what judges have been appointed or assigned to the specific case, the law is essentially the same. A competent divorce lawyer, of course, must understand how the law affects both men and women. These really are just, one more time to drive this point home, marketing. All right, so let's talk about the positive and the negatives. For example, a good lawyer understands the rules regarding dividing property in divorce. Most lawyers will tell you that Michigan's an equitable division state. Most cases of 50-50 division of marital property. A better divorce lawyer knows that that really isn't true. That although we're an equitable division state, that fault can play a role in dividing property. That the past relations and conduct, another way of saying fault, the contribution of the parties, the needs of the parties. A better lawyer understands the law, but also understands how to maximize his client's position by leveraging. A good divorce lawyer will always advise the client on what he or she feels is the right thing to do under the circumstance. A better divorce lawyer accomplishes your goals and is not afraid to argue the client's position. Many divorce lawyers just want to move your file along and work on the next case. A better divorce lawyer wants to accomplish your goal. A good lawyer settles cases. Almost 99% of divorce and family law cases settle. A better divorce lawyer recognizes that the best strategy for settling a case is to prepare for trial, because that gives you leverage to settle the case. A better divorce lawyer is not afraid, if a fight is waged, to take a case to trial and to win. All right, let's take a checklist. Okay, let's go through this. Free consultations. Good lawyers don't offer them. They generally need the money. They're trying to recoup advertising revenue and so forth and churn their mill, and they'll charge you for a consultation. A better divorce lawyer knows that with a free consultation, you recognize if the client's a good fit for you, and the client recognizes if you're a good fit for them. You also have an opportunity to thoroughly review the case to understand the client's goals. We shouldn't charge for that. Better lawyers don't, and at Findling Law we don't. Flat fees. Avoid them like the plague. Why do I say avoid them like the plague? Because the lawyer has a disincentive to work on your file. Once a lawyer charges a flat fee, they've received their money. They're no longer inclined to work. They just want to churn and move the file along in the majority of cases. You should have an estimate of what it's going to cost to solve your problems, to settle your divorce, and to move on, but avoid flat fees, especially in cases that become difficult. Now, most people don't think their case will become difficult, and complications always arise. So it's important during that free consultation to ask, what is it going to cost to finish my case? Your lawyer should be able to tell you, and you should hold him or her accountable to that. But avoid flat fees, because if things become difficult, then things become difficult and the lawyer has a disincentive to work. Communication. This goes along with good versus better lawyers. Better and even great lawyers will give you that same day response. They care about your situation. They want to accomplish your goal. They're staffed appropriately to help you on the same day, whether it's an email, fax, telephone call, whatever the case may be. At Findling Law, we have a staff that's able to do that for you. Does your lawyer only practice divorce? Many lawyers also practice divorce. That is, they're general practitioners. Maybe they have an injury practice or a contract practice, and oh, I can handle that divorce for you too. Avoid these lawyers like the plague, because Michigan divorce law is complicated. It's always changing. You truly want a specialist, that is somebody that only practices divorce, only does divorce, goes to continuing legal education seminars on divorce. Good lawyers don't have time. They have too many things to do. Better lawyers not only go to continuing legal education seminars, but also teach continuing legal education seminars. Trial experience is always important, especially divorce trial experience, because like I said before, that is your leverage to settle your case and to save you money. Good lawyers generally have never tried a divorce case. Better lawyers try divorce cases regularly, even if 99% of the cases. Now, it's inevitable that you're going to have questions. I want you to call us. I provided you my number right here on the screen, also my email, for a free confidential consultation. We want to be here for you. We want to help you. If you have additional questions, we're going to answer them for you at no charge. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this webinar. We have a variety of webinars on various areas of the law as well, and I invite you to view them as well.